if you want it to perform. It's all about finding the right sharpener, though, because there's a lot of different ways. You could get the steel...
Yep, which scares everybody. What you need is a very carefully controlled sharpening edge, because the optimum edge for sharpening a knife is 20 degrees, and this is the most fabulous little sharpener from Anysharp. Now, you get 2 of these in the pack, and the Anysharp uses a unique patent suction cup which grips the work surface so that when you're using it, it's not going anywhere, the work surface is, but it means that your fingers are well away from the sharpening edge, and therefore it's so much safer to use than the majority of knife sharpeners. And because it uses the optimum angle, there's no other sharpener that's going to give you a better edge than the Anysharp. It really does give you the most superb sharp edge, and I'll show you how sharp that is once I've done that knife, because look at this. Fresh tomato, quite a squashy fresh tomato, absolutely no problem, straight through in 3 strokes. It's a super sharp knife. Now, these sharpeners, there are 2 in the set, have a tungsten carbide sharpening edge there, and the tungsten carbide is held at the optimum angle, which is 20 degrees. Now, it's fixed, unlike many sharpeners which you use as handheld. So, of course, if your hand's at the wrong angle, you twist the sharpener and you don't get the right angle against the blade, and that gives you a poor sharpened edge. Does that make a difference? It makes a huge difference, because you want to get exactly the right angle on the blade. Right. Now, the Anysharps have a suction cup, so what I'm going to do is use that power grip suction cup, just literally push it down onto the worktop and pull the lever. Is it easy to do that? Dead easy. Okay. Dead easy. So you just pull the lever, it's fixed in place. Then you don't need a huge amount of strength to not at all, because it's just pulling the suction cup up. So now it's fixed. It could be on your kitchen worktop, it could be on a stainless steel top, it could be on a workbench surface that's something like laminate in your workshop, in the garage, in the garden shed, in the office, anywhere you want to sharpen a knife. I'm going to blunt this knife. I've got a stone. So, let's blunt that knife against the stone. Obviously being careful with my fingers, but I'm just going to blunt that. So that is now a pretty blunt blade. Let's have a go with the lemon. Not doing anything. Okay? You can see it's just gliding around. Gliding over the lemon. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is sharpen it using one of the 2 Anysharps in the pack. Now all you do is you just pop it down onto the work surface you want to use, pull the lever down, the power grip suction cup locks it in place. Now all you do is draw the knife from front to back through the tungsten carbide sharpening edges, and those are diamond honed, so they give an incredible sharpening effect to the blade. And you can see a little bit of swarf comes off the knife. Now there's a little safety guard to stop that coming to the rear of the sharpener where you are. Don't worry if your blade drops off the sharpener onto the top surface, because that's designed to be a polymer which is softer than the knife blade, so it protects it. And once you've given it a few draws through, now normally I would draw it through twice, but I've just blunted this on a stone, so it is absolutely blunt as you've seen. So I'll just give it a few more. Give it a wipe when you're done. Get rid of the swarf. To get rid of the swarf, absolutely. We'll go back to exactly the same lemon, and you can find that you can get through that lemon. Now, that was an absolutely blunt knife, so what I'll do, I'll give it 3 more draws, and we'll get it really sharp, because I want to show you that we can turn a blunt knife into a usable knife again. And if you've got knives like the knives in front of me that you have thrown away because you've found that you just cannot sharpen them, then you're going to find this is remarkable. Look at this. This is the same knife, remember, that wouldn't even cut the lemon. And now it goes straight through the tomato. No squeezing the no squeezing it at all. What about this one? This has got a serrate. Presumably it can't do that. Well, it can do a variety of knives. It'll do all the knives in front of us, and these are kitchen knives. It'll do, first of all, it'll do standard steel knives. So something like that you buy at a supermarket, which a lot of people chuck away when they get blunt. Well, why waste your money? You can resharpen that. It'll do hardened steel knives, which is what I was using there. Now, these are much more difficult to maintain because a cheap sharpener won't be hard enough to sharpen the edge. But remember, these are tungsten carbide edges, so they're what they use in industry, so they give that fabulous sharp edge, which you've just seen. That went from cutting nothing to gliding through a tomato. You can use it on your bread knife. So if you want to use it on something like your bread knife, that will work beautifully. Just remember, you're not using downward pressure. I'll show you that. You just literally pull it through the sharpener. And remember, you're always away from the blade. You're not having to hold anything right next door. So with the Anysharp, you literally just put it down onto the surface you want to use. You pull the lever down, and now it's locked into place. So then just draw that serrated knife through the sharpener. Remember, go front to back. Don't grind it backwards and forwards. Just let the tungsten carbide sharpen up those edges. And after a few draws through there, you'll find that you can cut through something like that with no problem at all.
So good. You got
Super
a
sharp.
pen knife? You got one of those here you could do,
Yeah,
pen knife?
pen knives, absolutely no problem. It'll sharpen your pen knives. It'll sharpen things like coated knives. So if you've got knives like this, you've got prepology knives, it'll sharpen those sorts of knives too. Because remember, unlike other knife sharpeners, this is not actually going to be scraping against the coating. I'll show you that with this sandwich knife from the prepology set. I literally just draw it through the Anysharp, and away you go. So no downward pressure needed, just rest it against the tungsten carbide edges and draw it through.
It's a goodie, this, isn't it?
It's a brilliant piece of kitchen and workshop and garden and garage equipment. And it really works. I mean, have a look again. That sandwich knife now is super sharp. Straight through.
£14.70. Remember, you're getting 2 of these. Maybe keep one for yourself. Maybe give one as a gift, or maybe keep one in the garage, in the workshop, wherever. 829-719. 829-719. £14.70. You're using a cleaver.
A meat cleaver. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go hacking away at anything too big with this, but I want to show you even this now is super sharp. Look at that.
I keep going on about it, and I need to change it. I've got a glass chopping board.
Yes.
It's not good for knives.
Terrible
is it?
thing for knives. It's like doing what I'm doing now. Glass, of course, is harder than the steel edge. So what you're doing is you're blunting the knife every time you use it. And that's what I'm doing here. So you should always use...
That's why I don't cook very much. I want to protect my knives.
I'm sure that's exactly that's why your cooking has room for improvement. But, you know, we're here to help you. The great thing about this, of course, is that even with a blunt knife like that, now that's rubbing against a stone, so that's going to be really, I mean, that is blunt now. All I need to do is put the Anysharp down onto a surface that is non-porous, so a worktop, marble, granite. OK, so hold it there, and remember, go front to back. So just put it at the heel of the knife, just draw it towards you. You don't need to press down hard. And if it drops off the tungsten carbide sharpening edges onto the top, that doesn't matter because that's a softer polymer, protects your blade. It's very easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. And that 20-degree angle is the optimum angle for sharpening. And this has a unique suction cup system, the power grip suction base. So no sharpener, in my opinion, gives you a sharper edge. It's an absolutely brilliant knife sharpener.
Very good. £14.70 is the price. 829-719. £14.70. If you've got any type of knives, whether they're expensive knives, cheaper knives, get this. It will give you a longer lifespan.
It'll save some money because all the knives you don't use now you can put back into use and save you some money.
Talking of knives...